No games last week at all in Wales, of course, Andy. How did that affect things? Was there perhaps a positive spin-off in the sense that you've made some recent signings? It's given you an extra week for them to bed in with the girls as far as training and gelling together is concerned.
I think you could look at it in that sense, yeah. I mean, I guess the real answer is we'll never ever know. I think when you've suffered the defeat, the thing that you want to do is you want to get back on the pitch quickly and rectify that. So we obviously weren't able to do that. It's given us an extra week off. The trick there obviously is not to wallow too long. I think after the defeat, you maybe give yourself 24 hours or so to wallow, but then you've got to get straight back into it. So even though there was no game on the Sunday, of course, this time last week we were preparing for the game because we didn't at that stage know that how things were going to unfurl across the nation and obviously in terms of football at that weekend. So we were preparing for the game last weekend as we normally would. So I guess in that sense we didn't allow ourselves to wallow because we had to immediately turn the page and get ready for that game. And then, as you rightly point out, that focus then shifts because you then have to ditch some things that you've been working on and then refocus on a different sort of target and a different match day. Has it been a positive? I guess in the sense of, it's given us time to reflect, it's given us time to talk about some issues and think in depth around some of the things that we need to address moving forward. I guess in terms of, just being together as a group and understanding and appreciating each other and how we play and embedding those new players, then yeah, you could argue that it has been beneficial. But I think if you're asking the players, if you're asking the staff, we would rather have just got straight back into football. But nevertheless, we understand the circumstances and the reasons why all the games were called off, rightly so, last weekend.
And it's the first away game of the season this coming Sunday. It's a tough one at Cardiff Met.
Yeah, I mean, I've said to the girls already, look, we ran them close in the semi-final of the Adjan Trophy here, in the league game as well. We played well for 60 odd minutes before there was a sort of mad 10 or 15 minutes within that game. So certainly, we expect to be competitive within that game. We have got to set our stall out, and it doesn't matter who we're playing. If you play for TNS, you've got to be competitive, you've got to be resilient, you've got to be robust, and you've got to understand that there are certain expectations. It doesn't matter whether it's Barrytown at home or Cardiff Met away, the expectation is there this weekend, as it always is, that we go out and we perform to the best possible standard that we can.
And we all know the importance of confidence in football. You've made reference to the game last season. Do events like that help you to instill confidence within the girls for this coming weekend?
Well, you're looking for those confidence boosters wherever you can find them. If that's one sort of track or avenue where you can gain some confidence, then of course, naturally you're going to do that. In terms of some of the things that you've already said, we've brought new players in, we've turned a page and a new chapter in our story, and Cardiff Met will be saying the same. The fact of the matter is we know how difficult an opponent they are. Izzy was manager of the season last season, having won the Adjan Trophy, got to the Welsh Cup final and finishing a close runner-up in second spot in the league. So we're under no sort of illusion as to the task in hand, but nevertheless, we need to embrace that. It's a challenge. That's why we play football, to thrive in those moments. We've proven in the past that we can. We've got to do it again this weekend.
You will know your tactics and approach, of course, at this stage of the week, but you've still got another training session to go. What you see out there on the pitch, could that influence perhaps even tweaking at the edges how you go into the game on Sunday? Yeah,
naturally, of course, because there's still 5 days till game day, so a lot can happen in 5 days, as last week proved. So we never get ahead of ourselves. We've got some sort of a plan and a schedule that we're working towards, and as the days and the clock sort of while they're way down, we progress towards the end point of that and being ready for whatever it is for Sunday. I think as a coaching staff, we're always quite clear in what the game plan's going to be and pretty much what formation that we're going to play. As you rightly point out, it's the checkers then who fits into which playing position on that day. We're still up for some shift and some movement in that as we see.
You talk about the game plan, Andy, and of course that's both on the pitch and off it. As we sit here on a Wednesday afternoon at Park Hall, how are things progressing?
Yeah, I mean, we've been really happy with sort of the last sort of 3-4 months even, and where we are moving towards. I guess the issue with football is that your results are out there on a weekly basis for everybody to see, and as the manager you've got to be able to see the small wins within, you know, the bigger win or the defeat at the end of the week. And that's always the big thing. How do you stay in control of that plan? How do you stay in control of all of the uncontrollables that are going on around you to keep the team on the same page and to keep everybody moving forward? And you know, we'll be doing the same again tonight. The way we set things up, the way we talk to players, the way we approach our game, it's always narrowing in the same alignment.
And finally, Andy, you've strengthened the squad this season.
Mm-hmm.
What is the availability of girls ahead of the weekend's game?
Well, we're not quite at full strength. We've got a couple of injuries. We're still waiting on one player registration that may come through in time. We really don't know, and we can't predict that. So we've got a healthy squad to pick from, and those players are making themselves available. The bottom line, as I always say, is, you know, whoever comes in, whoever is selected for this game, the expectation is quite clear. You know, take your moment while it's there.